Hello, welcome to the video. So basically, I finally remembered to turn on the speed paint setting on Clip Studio so I could post this speed paint. I actually thought that I didn't the entire time, and so this is a really happy surprise. So anyway, this is a drawing of my character Eloise. She is half demon creature, and it's a whole thing. But I probably should go into more of her lore that I have right now, since I do have some. But basically, her village was attacked when she was young, and attacked by these demon creatures. I still don't really have a name for them, but them and humankind have been at war for centuries. And when her village was attacked, everybody was like dying. It was really bad. But in order to survive, she ended up taking an offer made by one of the demons that is basically like, hey, let me live in your body in hiding for a while because I'm an outcast and I'm not gonna be, like, I'm gonna be killed if I go back home. And in turn, I will keep you alive, basically, because she had suffered a fatal wound. And so she was like, well, what other choice do I have? So she was like, yeah, I mean, why not? So because of that, now she is this, like, half demon, half human person, kind of constantly fighting against the will of the creature inside of her, even though this creature is against his own kind, and so he is in this, like, odd little gray area, but demons obviously can't feel love or compassion for people, so she has to make sure to keep that in check. But I think that it's a pretty interesting story I have going on. She runs a medicinal shop in a back alley in her town. I figured that she probably traveled, so it's probably not the same town, but regardless, yeah, so she runs this shop, and she might deal with some other types of, like, potions and stuff that might be illegal to some, but, you know, for, like, vigilantes and whatnot, and other kinds of potions that aren't necessarily for general public use, she will also produce and sell to people in need. And so, yeah, I haven't, like, fleshed out exactly what that is yet, but I do have a drawing that I will put up here in editing that is from a couple years ago, and it was a drawing of her selling to a child that was kind of struck by the same thing with the demons, but I still don't 100% have everything fleshed out, but I don't know. There's a lot of room to grow for this, but I wanted to draw her again since it's been so long since I have drawn Eloise, and I feel like I could have improved on her appearance, I suppose, or, like, her design a little bit. So yeah, I'm super happy with how that came out, and I'm excited to keep drawing, like, more of my OCs, because I feel like I'm improving rapidly this summer somehow, and I definitely have a lot of things that I want to redraw, especially characters, because I've been spending all summer on this VTuber model, and I'm still just completely trying to keep myself from making another VTuber model because I keep learning things from everybody else's VTuber models, and I'm like, oh man, I should have done that, or, like, I should have rigged that this way, or, you know, just lots of beginner mistakes, or not mistakes, but just beginner decisions that I made when making this model that I'm probably not gonna make for the next model. But I'm still super happy with this one. I feel like it definitely captures my persona well, and I don't know, I'm having fun with it. It's definitely not optimized very well, which means that it's a heavy file because I could have done a lot more to make the model file smaller via like the texturing and being smarter with my parts, but it's honestly fine. Yesterday, I had a huge issue with my computer because back when I was trying to optimize everything to record games, which still didn't end up working, just because I think that my graphics driver, it's a nice graphics driver, but it's just not good enough for recording, like, or not even recording, just having the VTuber model program up while I'm playing games. For some reason, it just doesn't want to do that. And it could be because I'm also using VBridger, which is another program that is for, like, better mouth tracking and other things like squinting and whatnot, which is 100% worth it, but it might be putting a little bit more strain on my computer than what is necessary. But, you know, I feel like it's fine because I also have a PlayStation, and so I think that I'm gonna be able to port the display from my PlayStation into OBS and play games that way on stream. I'm just really hoping that that won't create more issues. But it'll be fine. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just be an art streamer, which is what I've been intending anyway. But yeah, so what I am doing now is just that I'm rendering out the illustration more, so there might be like smaller things that you can't see as well. But yeah, I actually wasn't planning on doing a whole background for this illustration, but I decided like halfway through that I was like, this would be cool with a background, and I was doing it on stream as well, which for some reason, streaming my art really helps me like be more ambitious, if that makes sense. And so I tend to do more work than I otherwise would on pieces like this if I'm streaming. So that's why I want to stream a lot more often, and hopefully I can get everything back up and running, because, oh my gosh, I completely trailed off. I was working on fixing my computer yesterday because some file got messed up when I was trying to fix everything for the game optimization, and so it got really messed up, and so I ended up having to completely reinstall Windows, which ended up fixing it, but it was an all-day process of trying to figure out what was wrong, because it was doing some weird stuff. I was like so worried that there was a virus or something on my computer, but it was just some file out of place apparently. But yeah, so that ended up working out, but I think that might fix the issue with my OBS, because I tried to stream again yesterday before I started this whole process, and streaming was not working because it was doing the same thing that it did before my VTuber debut, and it just it just didn't connect to YouTube. So hopefully that's not a problem anymore. But oh, there it goes. It's done. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys the final piece, and thank you so much for watching this video and listening to me yap about all of my issues and you know, what I'm doing. So bye! See you next time.